All right, y'all, we got the T-Bird set up here. We're just a hair under 300 degrees. We're gonna be making pita bread tacos today. So what we did today is we spatchcocked a couple chickens here, and using our Drippy's cutting board here. These things are pretty handy. Comes as a tub or a cutting board. So pretty nifty, especially if you're on the competition scene. We've already spatchcocked our birds here. I'm gonna just flip them over and we're gonna get them seasoned up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some of the hardcore Carnivore's meat Chileada. It's a Texas chili and lime rub. It's really good on chicken. So we're gonna put the base layer with this. I'm just gonna get it coated really good. And then I'm gonna sprinkle some of this Heath Riles garlic and jalapeno rub. Put a little dusting of that on there as well. And I'll flip it over. Get the other side. So today we're out here filming at River St. Joe Brewery in Buchanan, Michigan. This is a pretty cool place. They started during COVID and has become a fan favorite out here in the area. But it is an actual working farm. So they grow all their own hops for their brew and all their own vegetables for their restaurant side of things. So when you do chicken, you want to make sure you pat down that skin after you spatchcock it. It just helps it crispen up a little bit. Nice little dusting of that on there on the top. Now, for the maiden voyage on my new T-Bird, we're gonna set these birds right here. And I already see there we go. We got our birds in there. We're on indirect heat, and got a baffle plate in there. And now we're just gonna close it up and let it roll. And we're gonna be making pita bread tacos today with chicken and with tri-tip. So after the chicken's ready, we'll get the tri-tip on. Tri-tip's been in the sous vide overnight, and we'll get it on and we'll sear it on here after the chicken's ready. So stay tuned. All right, so we got the spatchcock chickens on here. They are getting pretty dang close to flipping over. We're gonna temp it. Both of our dials on the T-Bird are sitting at 300 degrees, which is right where we wanted them to be for doing chicken. So we got these birds in here, and I'm just gonna temp it in a couple different places. So we're 156 right there. So I'm gonna flip these over just for a few minutes. See what these things are looking like. Oh yeah, those are looking good. Those are looking good. So we'll keep them on here about another 10 or so minutes, like that, and then they should be ready to come off. All right, so we flipped the spatchcock chickens over, and we're gonna open this back up, and they'll be ready to come off. We're just gonna set them down in this styrofoam cooler. We lined it with some tin foil. We're gonna set these down in there, and we're just gonna cover it up and let it sit in there until the tri-tip's ready, and we can make our tacos. So here we go. These birds turned out gorgeous. So I'm just gonna set that bird right down in there. That's nice. That's real nice. Set that one right on top of that one. And then we'll just cover that up and let it set for now. We'll let it set for, probably about 20 or 30 minutes, just until our tri-tip's ready to go. All right, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna set up our charcoal tray with just half of the side of with charcoal in it. And we're gonna put it in under our main grate so we can sear our tri-tip off. So you just want to add a little charcoal, just a little bit in here. All right, so you got different ways that you can do your charcoal chimney and get it started. It does have space underneath for some paper or cardboard. On the back side of the chimney, you got a notch cut out for your lighter to go into. So I'm just going to put some paper under there and stick my lighter in here and get that paper going. And let it get nice and hot and get the white charcoal going there, and then they'll be ready to put in the smoker. All right, so we're going to put our charcoal in here now. We got it hot, and I'm gonna move this charcoal tray into here and attempt to not burn myself. So next time I probably won't do it on here. I'll find something else to get it going on, but here we go. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna get that charcoal tray in there. You'll dump your charcoal in and then shut it down. We're climbing, we're at 350 now, so that's good. We still have our charcoal basket down there below from the smoke we did earlier, and so that just provides extra heat. So we're gonna let this get up to temperature just a little bit more, and then we'll be ready to go. But in the meantime, I wanna show you these cutting boards here. So these are made from Messer Woodworks, and if you like the name of that company, it's because it's my last name, but it's also my brother's last name, and he made these cutting boards for me. Absolutely gorgeous, and yes, I highly recommend them. They are top-notch cutting boards. He even has a new one called a wombat board, where it has sidewalls on there, so when you're chopping your pulled pork, you're not splattering meat everywhere. So check them out, Messer Woodworks. I sous vide these tri-tips all night long. They went in there about 9 o'clock last night, and I took them off just a little while ago, so they should be nice and tender. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put a little of this black seasoning. This is from Reload Rub and Seasonings. They just sent me some of the stuff to try out. Man, they got some great stuff actually. So we're gonna put that on there. This is the activated charcoal rub that seems to be so popular right now. So we'll put that on everywhere, and we're just gonna sear these off over here on the T-bird. Again, like we did the chicken, make sure you get every bit. Get out your edges. Some people that are new to the barbecue world, when you see a barbecue rub and you see it says rub on there, you feel like you got to rub that meat down, but you don't. You just got to sprinkle it on there. If anything, you can give it a light pat if you want to, but a lot of times I just sprinkle it on and let it do its thing. So yeah, so our T-bird is sitting at 375 right now. I think we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna put these over that direct heat and get a nice sear. Oh yeah, you hear that sizzle? Okay, we're gonna just let it sit there for a few minutes, then we'll flip it over and get the other side. And then we should be good to slice into it and slice that chicken over and make us a nice taco. So we got our tri-tips on here. We're gonna flip them over. They've been searing on this one side for a few minutes. Oh yeah, that's absolutely gorgeous. So we're gonna temp that. So that's about right where we want it. So I'm not gonna leave it on too long. I don't want to overdo it, but it's sitting at about 134. So I would have liked to have pulled it at 130, but we're good. I just want to get a little bit of little crust on that other side there. We're gonna pull it off. Got some slaw to make, and then we'll be making some tacos here in just a second. For the slaw, you know, I'm not a big slaw person. I grew up in Texas, lived in West Tennessee. Tennessee slaw is a big thing on sandwiches down there. I've never been a big fan of it. However, I've come up with this slaw mix that's super simple. There's not a lot of chopping and stuff you have to do. I buy the premixed. This is Taylor Farms Asian chopped kit, and I'm just gonna mix all that. It's got a lot of cabbage in there, and it's thicker cut. We're not gonna use this premixed stuff. And then this is the Mann's Power Blend. So it's got some other stuff like Brussels sprouts and stuff in there. We're gonna mix that in with it. So it gives it a nice consistency. Then this is the original slaw mix. A lot of people use mayonnaise and stuff, but we're cheating a little bit here, and we're gonna make this. This is good slaw. So I'm just gonna mix that in. Mix it by hand. It's a good texture right there. And then I'm gonna take some of this Meat Church barbecue rub, the Holy Cow, and I'm just gonna sprinkle some of that in there. And it's got a little heat on the back end of this rub. A little more. There we go. We have our slaw made there. That's how we do slaw. Next thing we're gonna do here, we're gonna put the our pita bread on the smoker, and we're gonna pull our tri-tip off. So this is just gonna help toast up our pita bread a little bit. So this is the StoneFire Naan bread. I guess it's not really pita bread, naan bread, but it's good stuff. It makes a good taco bread. We're only gonna leave them on here for just a few minutes. I'm gonna spray some of this oil on here. This is a garlic flavored olive oil. I'm just gonna hit the tops of those. And I'm gonna put a little sea salt on them. Now our tri-tips. Look at that, those are beautiful. We've got our tri-tip and our pita bread pulled off here and our chicken. And we're gonna slice up our tri-tip with the Jason Davis special here from Blunt Force Blades. This is my absolute favorite slicer. It is the only slicer that they've ever made. But first I'm gonna get my sauces here ready. So Melinda's was at Memphis MA with us recently. So I got the spicy garlic Parmesan sauce. We're gonna put that on, along with some of the Yellowbird habanero and some Japanese barbecue sauce. So I'm just gonna slice. Look at that, beautiful slices. So you want to slice against the grain. It did sous vide all night long, just to make sure this is worthy of a taco. That is amazing. So I'm gonna tear into this chicken, pull off some pieces here for taco. This is what Uncle Cy Robertson would call a highfalutin taco. Put some chicken, put some of the tri-tip on there, and we'll go with a little of this Parmesan sauce. A little habanero. I've really gotten into habanero sauces lately. Just drizzle a little of that on there. And what this does is it doesn't take away from the flavor. It just layers the flavor. Gives you a whole different flavor profile. And then we got some feta cheese here we're gonna put on as well. Now, here's the real test. That's the best pita bread taco I've ever had, I've ever made. Tri-tip all the way. You can taste that habanero and the garlic Parmesan. You can taste each layer. That is so good, y'all. Hey, I appreciate y'all watching. Really means a lot. Subscribe to our channel. Check out the different folks we mentioned. Messer Woodworks, Blunt Force Blades, Melinda's and Yellowbird sauces, and the Japanese barbecue sauce. I can't pronounce their name. Spatchins, whatever. Meat Church, Moho. You got Reload, Hardcore, Carnivore, Heath, Riles. Check them all out. They all have some great stuff, great products. Man,